Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and this is the OG show, a podcast focused on all things outright games. I am joined, as always, by Megoobuh.
Up.
And we're going to talk about a whole host of things today on our third episode. So make sure you like this video, share it out, let all your friends know that this is an outright games podcast, unofficial, but run by Outright Games ambassadors. And hit that subscribe button as well. You know you want to. Now, today we're going to talk
And leave
about
fun comments.
Yes, all the comments. Give us all the comments. Tell us the good stuff, the bad stuff. Tell us what you had for dinner, because we've got to keep the YouTube gods happy with comments. So come on, guys, let's get those analytics up.
I mean, I can tell you what I'm about to have for dinner, even though it's like late there.
Yeah, it's only 8:30 here. I had a is it a, do you call it a gyro? Do you call them gyros?
I don't know if it's a gyro or a gyro.
Yeah, I had one of them.
don't
I had a
know.
lamb one. We went out for
Oh, I can't eat lamb.
Like a Halloween park walk thing. They had a load of stalls and like
Oh, cool.
spooky people in the woods and stuff like that, and fun fair rides and stuff. So I had one there, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I filled me. So
Very nice.
what are you having for tea?
It's like 75 degrees out, so yay global warming. So I'm going to my uncle's house and we're putting burgers on the grill.
That's great. And there's me. I'm like, got my woolly hat on. I've got my gloves and my coat on, and I'm shivering with my glow in the dark skeleton joggers and stuff. And you're like, yeah, we're going out for a barbecue. It's so hot. Like,
yeah. Well, next week it's going to be cold. Like we had cold, and then this week is warm, and then next week is back to cold. So I'm going out all this weekend to enjoy this nice weather because it's the last of the year.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. At least enjoy it while you can. Definitely.
Yeah, and it's Halloween weekend. Well, as we record this, even though it's our November episode, it's our Halloween weekend.
It's technically Halloween, yeah. So can't wait. Looking forward to it. I've got a full costume and everything. It's going to be great.
Oh, I can't wait to see the full picture.
Do you know what? I had an event on and I wore it and I didn't take any photos at the weekend. So now I'll have to take some on Halloween. So I'll put them up on social media for everyone if they really want to see. But yeah, we'll get back on track. Make sure you leave a comment down below about your food habits, because why not? Why not? Try and tie your food habits into outright games and stuff, because why not? Let's make it.
What foods do you eat when you game?
That's it. Apart from cheesy crisps, that's the worst, guys. Don't be a dirty finger player where you stick all your dirty fingerprints and your cheesy puffs and stuff all over your controller. No.
Is a cheesy crisp a Cheez-It?
Like a I don't know what you like a Cheeto
or like a Dorito.
Yeah, like a Dorito. Yeah.
Cheesy poofs.
Yeah.
Okay.
You call them chips, but they're crisps. You're wrong. It's crisps. Crisps are like crunchy. Chips are like potato products. Fries are very thin potato products. That's just how life is. And we'll always agree to disagree.
We'll save that for another day. We'll save that for another day.
But our sort of focus game this week, we're going to be talking about Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure. Now, this is an older outright game. It came out back in 2019, in October 2019, so it kind of fits with the month. So
very much so.
There you go. So what's that? 5 years it's been out now. And it is obviously a tie-in game based on the Ice Age series, where you play as Scrat, the little thing. The little thing. It's like, what is it? He's like a saber-tooth. Is it a squirrel? Saber-tooth squirrel?
Saber-tooth squirrel. Get your facts straight. He just wants his little acorns and eat them. I don't blame him, because I do the same thing on Halloween when I want my candy.
That's it. So this is a like platforming game, 3D platforming game. You play as Scrat. He's still trying to get the acorn like he does in the films. And while he's going after the acorn, he falls into and this is what Wikipedia says, Scratazon Temple, where the acorn is entombed in an offering spot. And to get the acorn, he must seek 4 legendary crystal nuts from across the world of Ice Age, which is technically just the world, because Ice Age is set in the real world. So, yes, I played this when it first came out. I remember playing it back on I believe it was the PS4 I had it on originally, and I've since
Mm-hmm.
obviously gone back and played it on my Xbox now as a ambassador. I actually quite like this one. It's a solid little platforming game overall. Like I said, I don't know what you think of it, but from what I used to think of it, I liked how it kind of felt like an old school sort of platforming game you'd get on like the PS2. It's like
Yeah, no.
tie-in games, like back when tie-in games were at their sort of peak, and you
Well,
had
they
like
kind of based the gameplay of it on the Ice Age 2 game for PS2, so it's funny that you mentioned that.
there you go. Because I've never played that, but I did used to play a ton of like platformers back on the sort of
Oh
PS2
yeah.
days. So I might go play the Ice Age game at some point on a stream or something if it plays like this. So
Go for it. My own. Okay, so I do enjoy the game. I enjoy the gameplay, but I did have some issues with it. Um, for one, the controls are very, very sensitive. You like barely tap the left stick and you like spin. Like not like spin, but like you like move more than you should. So like there's like actually you'll probably see in some of the clips, like I was like falling a couple times, like I'd fall off rocks or like I would fall off something else or go too far because the controls are super sensitive. That's probably my biggest issue. Actually, no, I lied. It's not my biggest issue. I was very confused when I played it. I had this game. I was probably a quarter of the way through because in the game you start like you said with the Scratazon temple because as I think you know this, the Scratazons were based on ice one of the Ice Age movies. I think it was Continental Drift. Um the Scratazons were alien squirrels.
right,
Right. So now you know you're trying to find trying to get the crystal acorns, but so you start in the center of the map, and you can either go north, south, east, or west. And I worked my way all the way north, got everything, or got almost everything, and I was like, okay, let me backtrack. I'll go. I traveled back to the center. Couldn't figure out how to go east, west, or south. And I got so frustrated. I got turned around and I stopped and I just started a new game.
I remember something similar. I'm not gonna lie. Now I never got super frustrated, but I remember when I originally played it, I was a bit confused about where I was going. Now that was a long time ago when I first played it, so my memory may not be correct. But
Right.
I do agree with you. It sort of doesn't give you a whole host of sort of explanation on where you need to go after a while. So
Right.
camera wise, I'm not that bothered. I kind of like a fast turny camera. So
Oh, the camera was fine. It was the movement.
I don't mind that. I like twitchy controls, but that's personal preference. I've
Of
played
course, of course.
enough platformers where it's super tanky, but this is your footage on the screen right now. This is stuff you've captured, so this is
Sorry that
actual
it's bad.
gameplay. It's just excuses. That's all you want into in this.
Oh, the controls are bad. I feel sorry for her.
Now the game though, it takes place over 12 different levels. They're quite open. There's a lot to see and do in them, and they're split over 5 different areas. So you've got like ice cliffs, ice caves, ice fields. There's a hidden world area and stuff like that. So there's a nice sort of variety to the different environments if you can figure out how to get to them.
Yeah.
And you do have like the variety of different move sets that you get in sort of platforming games. So obviously you've got your attacks, you've got like dodge abilities, you've got climbing abilities and stuff like that. And I believe it's do you I can't I'm trying to remember how you get new abilities. Is that from the getting these like the crystal nuts?
Like you mean as far as being able to like throw stuff at the
Yes.
villains? I had that unlocked from the moment I started.
Right. There is a way you do unlock other skills though as you progress through the game.
I would have no idea because I never got that.
You do though. You do gain new abilities. I can't remember exactly if it's from getting the acorns or if it's from like you getting so many like collectibles to be able to afford them off the top of my head. But um,
Oh, I think I might know how. You know, all right. So I don't know if there's a clip of this, but there's these sections where there's these little I don't want to say kind of like an alcove in a little cave,
Right.
but it's blocked off behind like a pink glow.
Right.
And I can't figure out how to unlock that. You have to like collect a couple different things in order to unlock it. I have yet to do it. So maybe the extra skills are in there.
It's been a while, but you do unlock more. I know for a fact you get
Yeah.
some new skills because it gives you a reason to sort of go back to other areas and be able to get other collectibles that were sort of out of reach previously. Very much like pretty much every platforming game to sort of extend the life and the replayability.
Right.
So, overall, like I say, it was a bit hit and miss at launch in terms of like reception. It didn't score particularly favourably at launch. Like I say, it is available pretty much on every platform now. You got it on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. And you can pick it up for a very cheap amount physically, or digitally, it's on sale quite a lot, like all outright games are.
Believe it or not, it's actually become quite a collector's item, at least on Xbox.
Is it really? Like physically? Because I bought a physical copy
Physically.
for like £10 when I bought it physically. So
Yeah, I have a physical copy on PS4 or 5 because they did re-release it on PS5. But I want it on Xbox because that's how I collect my physical copies of outright games. It's like anywhere from 35 to 45 used.
wow. There you
'Cause I've
go.
had it,
So
I've
ignore
had it on
me,
my
guys.
Amazon wish list for a bit, and I'm just like, I'm waiting to pull the trigger.
Well, in the UK, it's about looking on eBay. It's £15 brand new factory sealed on Xbox in the UK, and about
Going on
£10
Amazon,
second
going on
hand.
eBay.
Yeah, go on eBay. So I could say in the UK, I swear it was like 10 to a dozen. So yeah, they're ripping you off in America. You all love Ice Age in America. That's what it is.
We do. Okay, so I'm going on to buy it now. Sort lowest to. Yeah. So brand new, the cheapest I can get it is $22.49. That's the cheapest. And
Wow.
then funny. Shipping from the United Kingdom, $33.67.
There you go.
But all like the one but that also has the Peggy code on it.
Right.
The one in America is $25.78 for the ESRB.
Wow.
And that's pre-owned for $25. I mean, I don't care because the systems are backwards compatible, not backwards compatible, region free.
Region
so it doesn't
free,
matter.
exactly, yeah.
But so I've ordered multiple games from overseas, but it's just crazy how this particular game is, and certain games in general, the games you never expect to become collectors.
There's one like that for me. You cannot get it in the UK. It's like Rocking Horse Poo. Is the Jurassic Park Telltale game on Xbox 360?
Oh, that's expensive here too.
You can't even get it over
own
here.
It, but
it's one game. It's the only Telltale game I don't have on Xbox, and it upsets me. And they've delisted it from the UK store, the Xbox store. And
it's delisted here too.
And it's only available on disc in America, and it's so annoying. So one day I will pick it up. I've got it on PC, I've got it on PlayStation. It's not even that good a game, but it's literally the only one I'm missing, and it's so annoying from my set.
But if I'm not mistaken, since you would have to buy an American 360 then.
Apparently, it's backwards compatible.
But will that still affect your region, even though the Xbox One and the Series X is region free? You see what I'm getting at?
Who knows? It's not something I've looked into in a long time. I just gave up previously. So licenses, horrible things.
I may or may not be Googling the backwards compatibility of it.
I may be totally wrong, but I swear it was available at one point on the store. But
as of 2016, it was.
There you go. See, that's it.
But I don't know if it still is.
Oh, sad times.
So I'm gonna keep looking.
Yeah, you keep looking. One thing that I have been doing, I visited EGX a couple of weeks ago. It's a sort of gaming convention in the UK, and while I was there, I played a ton of fantastic games. I played like the new Prince of Persia. I played the new Yakuza. I
So
played loads of
jealous.
indie games. But there was a good selection of outright games, video games, on offer to play there. Now, obviously, they weren't there like the sort of devs and the sort of outright game staff weren't there. It was through a sort of marketing company that was doing it for them in the UK, which I was a little sad about because I would have loved to have met some of the sort of OG game staff in person. However, I did send this to Outright Games as well. The staff that they had were absolutely fantastic. They were really helpful. They were very knowledgeable of all the games. I got to play a handful of awesome outright games that I hadn't played yet. So I got to play the Transformers game the day it came out, and the Grinch, and they also had Paw Patrol World, but because I'd already played that, I'd done the stream, I didn't bother jumping on that one. But I got to play the Grinch, I got to play Transformers for a good chunk as well. And they were both great. Now, we're going to go into the Grinch in our next, I believe it's the next episode, the December episode.
Yep, it's our holiday episode.
So we'll be talking properly about the Grinch. I have done a full video review on the channel, but we'll go into it in detail on the podcast in December. Now, I've also played the Transformers game. That was actually better than I thought it was. Like, it gave me vibes of the old 360 Transformer games, the tie-in ones, the movie ones, where you could sort of flip between your car and your character on the fly as you were playing. Now, it's obviously a bit more simplified for kids. There's combat. There's also like racing and mini challenges and stuff to do in each of the levels, and it is basically an open world game, and you can sort of teleport back to the base, and you have like a separate open world for each area as such, similar to the Paw Patrol World game where each area is its own like mini open world. So overall, I thought that was really cool, and it was great to play it. Great to play the Grinch. I really like the Grinch. It was much better than I was expecting.
I can't wait till talk about that next
Exactly. And the Paw Patrol game, like I say, was very popular. So hopefully they're there again next year when EGX is back for 2024. It's down in London at the Excel Centre. I had a really good time. It was my first Excel visit to the Excel for EGX. And yeah, I got to meet loads of content creators that I'd had on the channel as guests, and that I'd talked to. We even had a guy from Finland who is a regular, he's even watched our last episode. He was in the chat on the last episode. He was there from Finland, got to meet him and stuff like that. It was such a good weekend. So looking forward, there's a lot to come from Outright Games, and that's just the end of this year. Like I say, you've got Grinch and Transformers have just been released. Was it not this week, Friday, the Friday before, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, well, in October, essentially.
Yeah, you've got Jumanji and you've got Bluey for the end of 2023. Now, I'm really looking forward to the Bluey game, but we've talked about it to death on this channel. I'll probably mention it and do there'll be a review, and we'll probably mention it on the channel once it's out. However, the main thing we want to talk about is like the upcoming Jumanji Wild Adventures game.
Yes.
Because that's probably like the last big release of the year that we're all looking forward to before Christmas.
Besides Bluey, yeah.
Yes, but I'm a big Jumanji
Spider-Man? Fan. Who needs Alan Wake? We got Bluey and
That's
Jumanji.
That's it. Do you know what, right? I still cannot get excited for Alan Wake. Alan Wake was one of my favourite games of the 360 generation, like literally one of my highlights, if not the favourite. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 has no interest. I've got no interest in it, and I don't know why. I
have the collector's edition of the first game.
Where you got the little you got his little scarf on your avatar and stuff like that on Xbox.
Oh no, I don't see. I bought the collector's edition used, but I have the book.
Oh yeah, the book and everything.
Where the game and the book are inside a bigger, like a hidden book.
Yeah.
And I love it. But as far as Alan Wake 2, talk to me when we get a physical copy. What can I say?
I'm just a dirty digital player nowadays, so it doesn't bother me. But I don't know. Everything I see about it just doesn't appeal to me, and it makes me a little bit sad. But it does mean I've got more money spare and time spare to play Jumanji, which is hey, just the next best thing. So this is another game based on the new Jumanji films, not the original one with Robin Williams. Although, please, Outright Games, let's get some Robin
Oh,
Williams DLC. Just stick his character in. Joe, where he's got the
that's
where
gonna be
he's, I
hard
know,
because you have
but
to go through his
do it,
estate.
do it. Or
That'd be
you
great.
can't get his likeness. Give us the cartoon version. I'll take it. I'll
Or
take it.
we can get Nick Jonas.
Yeah, another character. Other characters from the series. Come on, guys, give us some DLC.
Well, we
You
have
were
what's
asking
his
in the
face from the
Discord what you wanted.
movies,
Give us some.
Nigel or
Yeah,
whatever. We have him from the movies.
yeah.
And I get you can't afford The Rock. I get it. A lot of the main cast is really expensive.
I don't even need
But
their real voices, but like likenesses are similar to them. Do you know what I mean? Let's embrace Jumanji's past, and because like there wouldn't be these new Jumanji films, and I really hope there's another one in the future. Because
no, you know what I hope for? I'm sorry, I totally cut you off, but it just popped in my head.
don't say
I didn't
Zafura.
learn that. What?
Don't say Zafura.
So what are you most excited for Jumanji?
Do you actually like Zathura as a film, though? Oh,
I
I'm
love
disappointed.
Kristen Stewart. I love Kristen Stewart.
Oh, oh. Do you know what? I'm sad they never really made it well known that that was technically a sequel in its own sort of weird universe. Do you know what I mean?
Guys, if this is our last episode, I apologize. It's my fault.
Disappointed me. We need a shame button, and I need a little thing where it's that woman off Game of Thrones going shame, just as like a clip.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
That's it. That's what you're getting after this show. I'm gonna send you those
Jesus.
gifts. But do you know what?
Sorry, but yeah, I didn't know it was in the universe until like a few weeks ago.
Did you know? Oh, that's something I've known for
I
a
had
while.
no idea.
That is a terrible video game, though. There's a Fura video game.
Oh, the game was horrible. But I liked the movie.
Do you know what the problem is? It just doesn't have Robin Williams. Robin Williams is like, it's the best thing that happens in Jumanji, and also probably the worst thing for Jumanji, because even though the new films are absolutely fantastic, and I laugh through all of them, I love them, they're just not Robin Williams, and they never will be, which is a shame. But
well, it just shows how much of a legacy he left.
Yeah. Oh, did you watch that new Disney film? The new Disney
I knew you were going to
short?
ask that. I bawled for 9 minutes straight.
I was so sad though, because I saw something and I rushed to watch it because they were like new genie lines. He literally had one line of dialogue, and it was.
Well, what they did was they took some of the dialogue they didn't use for
Yeah.
the movie.
I thought it'd be a little bit more, but I'll take it.
I mean, you have 100 years of characters that you have to include.
I know. That was a heart, like a wrencher. I didn't think I was going to get choked up over some Disney characters taking a photo together for 10 minutes. I was like,
right?
oh.
But then you have like characters from like the 1940s mixing in with like the 2010s characters, and it's just, you will never see something like that again.
Disney know how to pull the heartstrings, don't they? Bless them.
Right. And like I went to Disney earlier this year. I went at the very end of the 50th celebration of Disney World.
Oh, nice.
So as I was actually there, they were starting to gear up for the 100th anniversary, because it was like I think I had maybe 4 weeks left of the 50th, and now I want to go back for the 100th, but I know I'm not going to get to make it, so I'm so bitter.
Oh, I really want to go to Disneyland Paris again. We went a couple of years ago, and I really, 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 really want to go so bad. I love Disney.
Actually, I have a backup for something you get if you can't get to Disneyland Paris.
What's that?
I saw today. Do you guys get the same Happy Meal toys as we get in America?
Sometimes, but probably not. We're on Squishmallows at the moment.
So, okay, we're on the Halloween buckets. So supposedly from Halloween until early December, it's Disney 100 characters.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
A leaked picture got it's probably like 50 characters. So that means I'm gonna be eating a lot of McDonald's the next month. And I just did that with the freaking Pokemon cards. So, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Oh, do you know what they're doing? Squishmallows, Halloween Squishmallows. So I've had to take my daughter for Happy Meals more than I'd like to get these little teddies, and then they finish on Halloween, and then the day after is normal Squishmallows. So I'm gonna have to go back for them as well. So
See, in America, we love our little plastic Halloween buckets because they did them in like the early 90s when I was a kid. And then they kind of discontinued them and then they brought them back. They're not as good as the original ones, but people are going bananas for them.
well,
I'm just like, all right.
they had a thing in the UK where they basically stopped doing toys much, and it started to become like books and cardboard games and stuff. It stopped being plastic.
Oh,
So
certain fast food chains do
the
that
majority of our McDonald's toys aren't plastic anymore. They're either teddies, books, or like rubbish cardboard versions of like board games and stuff. Terrible.
here. That's what
So,
eBay's for.
yeah, I remember you used to get all the tat. You got McDonald's tat. It was great.
Oh man. I actually just bought something. I'm gonna do a video for it from my channel. I found an old McDonald's Happy Meal toy of a Game Boy
Oh, nice.
sealed
Oh, wow, that's good.
for a really good price. So I'm gonna do an unboxing of it on the channel.
Do you remember when they used to do McDonald's video games? OG need to get on that. Let's get some. Like OG need to bring back those Burger King, Sneak King style games. Let's have
I
some
was gonna
OG
say I have
fast food.
those. Yeah.
I love Sneak King. It's the best game ever. It's so bad.
I remember I didn't have a 360 yet at the time, but I remember sitting in the back seat. I was in the car with my aunt, my uncle, and my cousin, and I remember he had a 360. I was still on my PS2 at that point, and I remember in the car getting it and seeing the sign at the drive-thru, and it was like $3.99. And then when I eventually bought it, I think I paid like $1.50 for each one, complete in box. So I was like,
Do you see that guy that owns like 1,000 copies of it? There's someone done a documentary. There's a guy who's literally buying up Sneak King, and he has like 1,000 copies of it. I don't know why. I haven't watched the documentary, but he's trying to buy every copy available because.
Okay,
why
you're gonna
not?
have to send me the link to that.
I will. I'll
do
dig
a
it
review
out.
of it on my channel.
It's amazing. Like that's some dedication in life.
But yeah, there's people that buy copies of the Simpsons movie. Every copy they can find, they buy it. Like, why? I just want to know why. I don't care. No judgment. I don't.
Gotta have a hobby.
That's an interesting. That's a Guinness Book style movie.
That's it.
Hobby. Anyway, back to Jumanji. I got a question for you.
Go on then.
We kind of talked about a little about this on Discord and before the call. What character do you feel you're most like?
Ooh, so.
And which character is your favorite? So it's a twofold.
So my favorite is Jack Black's character, just because it's Jack Black and he's just hilarious. I prefer him in the first film when he's technically supposed to be a girl. I just think it's funnier. However, I also kind of like the second one where they all keep flicking between them, and it's like the old. I can't remember their names now, but it's like Danny Glover and.
Oh yeah, I'm having a brain fart.
Danny DeVito, and they're having those conversations. So that's my favourite character. I'm probably most like Kevin Hart's character because I'm just whiny, probably. That's.
You know what? I kind of have to agree with you on who I feel I'm most like kind of like Mouse, so like Kevin Hart's character, because I'm really short. So that kind of immediately makes me scrappy. And also I kind of have all the comebacks.
That's it.
And I like my friends and I were talking recently, which Bob's Burger character do you relate to? Bob. And they were all like, no, you are totally Louise. And I was like, so now that I'm thinking about this like Kevin Hart stuff, I'm like, oh my god, Louise and Mouse are like one and the same. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense for me feeling like Mouse. However, Ruby's my favorite character.
Good choice.
Especially in the first movie when they send her down into that pit to like
she's trying to do the sexy
and
dancing.
She's trying to be all sexy, and then it's so awkward. I was like, that's my girl. She's my favorite.
I do like Karen Gillan. Is it Gillian? Gillan? I'm not sure.
Gillan.
But she's funny.
Comic-Con.
I love her in the new Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. She is so funny as like where she was a killing machine. Now
Nebula.
she's not. Yeah, but the arc she's had has gone from being like
it's crazy.
stupid to absolutely hilarious. So
And the fact she got to be in the scene where they dropped the first F-bomb in the MCU.
there you go. There you go.
These rules are stupid. Now I want to rewatch. Only certain clips of that movie. I don't want to rewatch the whole thing, just clips. But I know we've talked about playing the OG Jumanji games on our channels. So I think it's safe to say we don't have to worry about taking the other person's character.
No, it sounds like we'll be all right. This one looks totally different to the original. The original one was like a third-person team-based shooter game where I don't want to say like Left 4 Dead, but like in a sort of style where you'd go like section to section, you'd go through one area, then you'd have like a horde section, you'd go to another section, you'd do something. Whereas the new one looks more like a sort of
more platformy,
a platformy adventure game in like a variety, like a top-down-esque viewpoint, but then also at times not a top-down-esque style. So loads of different environments compared to the original game, and I'm looking forward to it. I like I say, I'm not sure exactly what it is yet, based on there's only been very short teasers, as I've just shown on the background here. They haven't really sort of given us a lot of meat into what's actually coming yet. So,
and I like that.
Yes, I am looking forward to it. I'll be playing it. We've been on about it. We've even seen a few other ambassadors interested in playing it, so maybe we'll arrange something like that if we can.
Actually, that was the first OG title I did a trailer reaction to on my channel.
Oh, nice.
I'll send you the link for that later. Yeah, it was a quick trailer. It was like 45 seconds, but it was a good trailer. And yeah, I'm excited for it. Like I said before, I like that they didn't give us a lot of stuff. Like take a look at like, all right, I love Spider-Man, but take a look at Spider-Man, Alan Wake, Super Mario Wonder. They gave us so much stuff and told us so much stuff in advance about these games. I mean, their hype was still there, but I like the mystery of not knowing what to expect with this game. I'm not saying it's as good as Spider-Man, but it's gonna be a fun time.
It might be amazing.
It's gonna be Goaty. I'm calling it now. Goaty of the year. Call up Jeff Keighley. We have a new nomination for Game of the Year.
I'm gonna get a bit spicy and say it might be less glitchy as well. But hey, who am I to judge?
Oh, so many glitches.
But I'm looking forward to it. Like, I love the first one. It was just short, so I am looking forward to hopefully like and it being longer. It looks like it could be potentially longer. So
that's the only thing I would like to know before it releases, the length.
Yes. I don't expect it to be really long. Outright games are normally short. They're aimed at younger kids and stuff. I get that.
I'm saying 3 hours.
But I found like a game that was very similar in the style was Addams Family. And that I felt was quite long. Like there was a lot of content to that. So I feel like they could do something. It wouldn't surprise me if that was made by the same developer. It like I say, it has the same viewpoint and like gameplay looking style to it, just with a
which
sort of
Addams Family game? Because I'm on their page. Oh, Mansion Mayhem.
Mansion Mayhem, yeah. It looks similar, like in style and gameplay, which it could be. I'm not saying it definitely is, but it has a very same sort of camera style, and the platforming seems very, very familiar. So,
still looking. Hang on.
But we will be going over and doing a Jumanji episode, a full Jumanji episode in the new year, talking about the original Jumanji game and the upcoming Jumanji game. There's also not a lot else announced yet. So 2024 so far is looking... Well, the only thing announced so far is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem sort of sequel game that's not based on the film, it's based on the film world. Really looking forward to it, but right now that's all that's been announced. But we think there's going to be a lot more coming next year with the way OG works. I
need to say it now. I will fight you to the death so I can play Mikey.
That's fine. I'm a Donatello man.
We're gonna get along just fine then.
That's fine. It's I've got to use the staff. Got to use that staff. But...
I am Mikey. So I have to. But I am so excited for that one. I cannot wait to review it. I have a feeling it's probably going to launch around when the Ninja Turtles show is going to release.
It makes sense. So why wouldn't you?
It'll make a perfect tie-in. But then again, Jumanji Wild Adventures isn't tied into anything. So, but the fact that we have new Turtle stuff coming out next year, I feel like that's going to be the perfect time to release it. I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens.
I'm really I'm not complaining that we're getting another Jumanji game. It's just very odd. Like it's technically a tie-in game that doesn't like in the like with the characters from the film and stuff and the environment, some of the like areas plus new areas that aren't in the films. But the film's been out for years and there's no announcement of a third film that I know of like coming. It's
right,
interesting.
It does
make me at least have hope we may see an Ice Age sequel in the future because like, do you not think?
No, because the studio that made Ice Age, Blue Sky, they shut down in 2021.
But there has been a new Ice Age film since then because Disney now pumped them out in their own studio.
Disney actually lost rights to them.
No,
I was doing a little research before the show.
Are you sure? Because they literally put one out this year. It was very bad. It wasn't a good film at all.
Yeah, no, there was that spin-off where it was like sorry, tickle in my throat. I'm sorry. Oh god, what was there was that like wild whatever. There was that, but I was reading, where was it? This Continental Drift. So on April 13th, 2022, which I think you've seen this, when the same day that Scrat Tales released, they released a 35-second short called Finale, where it showed Scrat finally getting his acorn and then running off.
I
and
think
it was
that's
sort of
because they own the Ice Age license, but the woman who created Scrat is like an original version of Scrat. It's spelled differently, and it was like a cartoon version. Is suing them for likenesses and stuff like that.
Right, so, that's what I was kind of getting into.
So they could make a non-Scrat Ice Age game, is what I mean. Though we could see an Ice Age game.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's so many characters.
Which I'd rather have. I'd rather have a Sid game. I'm not gonna lie, Sid is better than Scrat. I'll fight you.
I love Sid. I love Scrat, but oh my god, I would go crazy for a Sid game.
Exactly.
And also, who's the tiger? I forgot what's the tiger's name.
We look really silly now that with.
We do.
Ice Age. I like the characters.
Oh, Diego.
Diego, that's it.
I would love.
And then Ray Romano is Manny, isn't he?
But also another reason a Sid game would be fantastic. It's John Leguizamo.
They would never get him though. It'd be.
They would never get him.
It'd be some weird sort of sound alike doing some weird voice.
The fact that he has played Sid and whoever they get to voice him would be that style.
Yeah,
so
I'd be down for
that's kind of what I'm getting at, like the vibes.
I'd like that. I'd be all over a Sid game. Do it, you cowards! Give us it.
All right, we're gonna make a formal request to OG.
That's it. Let's go.
See if our ambassador status has any pull.
That's it.
We'll see what happens, and then we'll make a list of games that we would love to have as an OG title.
That's a video we should do. Games we'd love to see OG make. We'll have to think of that one day.
I've got a list.
That's it. But I think that's it for this episode. We've shot over what I was expecting to do. We'll be back in the end of November, beginning of December for our Christmas episode, where we'll be talking more about the Grinch Christmas Adventures game, as well as probably our
favorite OG titles of the year. I think we decided on.
Yeah, and sort of like gift ideas for Christmas, which is always a bonus. So get those last minute gifts in, ready for your Christmas present. So we'll be back soon for episode 4. Keep an eye out on our socials and stuff like that. I'll schedule it up once we have an exact date. But thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me as always, Megoobuh. Where can people find you?
Here we go again. Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, TikTok, YouTube, all at Megoobuh.
Very, very easy.
Short, sweet, to the point.
Exactly. And if you've watched it this far, hit that like button, hit subscribe, share it out, and leave a comment about what's your favourite upcoming OG game. What do you like to eat for tea? And why is Sid better than Scrat in the Ice Age franchise? Leave them down below. And other than that, guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.